Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Snowflake Show with your co-host Regan Elite.
I'm Lee Corn.
And for the next hour, we'll talk about the latest news as well as some funny bone stories to share and one or two warm-hearted stories.
What do you think this week? Quiet again?
Don't know, it feels about quiet. I think it's been a bit more busy, to be fair.
Do you reckon?
Is it? Yeah, I think it's actually a bit more busy, actually. Definitely. I think quite a lot to talk about. We'll obviously cover the latest news that's just been breaking the last couple of hours, obviously over in Russia. Obviously, there's the fallout. Obviously, things have all pretty much quietened down since the state funeral on Monday. It was weird because the day after it on Tuesday, you just felt like nobody wanted to talk about it, nobody wanted to mention it. It was almost like it was faded memory sort of thing. What did you think of it?
Well, I avoided watching it for the most part, just because I'm not a royalist and I feel like you're almost like forced to do it. But I thought I didn't really want to go out. I was going to go on my bike for a ride out, but just thought it might be a bit weird. There's nobody out and about. The streets are completely empty. Just want to make sure,
weird.
I'm like. I'm just trying to find out whether the audio's working. If anybody's in the chat, there's a few people in the chat. So, Lefty Boaters here, evening folks. Ginger Giraffes, hey guys. Ben Shaw, hey up all. Daily Blaze's here. Good evening all. Hope everyone is well. Hope you can hear me. If you can't hear me, let us know. Any audio. Yeah. So, I Lefty Boater, Ginger Giraffes, Ben Shaw, Daily Blaze. Mad Monk's here as well. Evening guys. Just pop in to say I'll have to catch up on Zoom with brother Indie Truck Davey. All right, okay, no worries, Mad Monk.
That's all good, Mad Monk, all good. I mean, I went for. I did watch the whole processions. Was interesting, shall we say? I think the worst part was Liz Truss talking. I think out of all of it, or seeing Prince Andrew. I don't know which one was worse, to be fair. But it was weird because I went out for an early walk in the morning, and it was quite a few people out in the local park not far from where I am, where just because I intended to sit and watch it because I thought like this is the occasion and the moment, whether you're for or against the monarch or whatever, this is a big moment and a big change in the shift of the whole of the United Kingdom, or as I think maybe perhaps this is where really the United Kingdom truly ends, because it was pretty much her really much that everyone admired and respected. Could even go as far, maybe the Commonwealth could potentially end as well. I mean, it's all speculation, but obviously there's a long way to go to see. But we'll have to wait and obviously see what the King Charles does, to be fair. But it's not. He's no Liz, to be fair. No, Queen Elizabeth. Not Liz. Let's not make the comparisons between the two Liz's. That's definitely, we don't want to do. That would be.
We don't want to be mentioning the wrong coffins, wrong Lizzies in the coffin or anything like that.
Yeah. Let's not go that far now.
I definitely did mention that.
Shall we start with the main story?
I might have mentioned it once, but I think I got away with it. So, sorry. Yeah, should we do the news?
Yeah, let's jump right into the news, folks.
I love doing that. It's rubbish, but I love doing it. Yeah.
You want me to, I guess we should just. Obviously, it's not good over in Russia. So obviously, I'll bring up a little bit. I've got a bit of CF for as well. So obviously, Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, was it around about 2 a.m. in the morning? Maybe
something like that. Speech? Yeah, he was supposed to make a speech, and he got sort of postponed, and he weren't sure whether he was actually going to be making a speech. And there's rumours that somebody in the Kremlin had kidnapped him or kicked him out of office or something was happening. But then he appeared and made a speech about 2 a.m. So
yeah, so obviously in that speech, basically what they're kind of doing, so he's going to recruit up to 300,000 what was the word that they were using exactly?
Reservist, but he didn't actually say that in the speech. So they're going to call it reservist, but it was one of his one of the Kremlin guys said 300,000 afterwards. Apparently.
Yeah. So these are not actual soldiers that are going to be going in. These are ordinary people who've had no training, no real experience, nothing like that, and they're going to be kind of forced into this. And obviously, understandably, a lot of Russian people not happy, like mothers and fathers and that and whatnot. Having their children go to a war because of I think something to do with they signed up to get benefits or whatever they signed up to it. I say, but I'll just show you. So
he was. I think. Well, it's his ex-military people. Anybody of military age or ability, and also students. Something to do with students who've got gone to university rather than doing military service. Can be called up as well. So.
Yeah, so I'll just read. There's just I mean, obviously, you guys can always check it out on the live feed on Sky News, but I'll just read this little bit here. So this was from 3 hours ago. Anger in Moscow after mobilization order. So, when Vladimir Putin's partial mobilization announcement earlier today had brought people out to the streets. So this is a report from one of the Sky News reporters. So we haven't seen protests in the city for the last 5 or 6 months. People have been so scared of the fact that they will be detained, and that is clearly what is happening. But this mobilization announcement has brought people out into the streets here in Moscow and in various other cities around the country. Police are dealing with them very brutally. It's extraordinary to see how brave people are being to hear them chanting "No to war" to brave the police reaction.
Should we watch the video, the clip?
Yeah, we can play the clip. Yeah, obviously.
This is from a couple of hours ago, so.
Yeah, so.
Near Vojna, and to brave the police reaction, you can see that reaction. I'm not saying that everybody in this country is against this partial mobilization. I've been out on the streets talking to people today, and some people, especially the older generation, are saying this is what we have to do. We have to save the people of Donbass, and they soak up Vladimir Putin's rhetoric. But there are people, as you can see here now, who don't agree with this, who are worried about this escalation, who don't want to have to go and fight. And of course, this is something that the Kremlin has avoided. They have said this entire duration, the last 7 months, that they are not considering a partial or a full mobilization. And then lo and behold, just 2 weeks, essentially, after that Ukrainian counter-offensive, President Putin makes the announcement. He says he's going to partially mobilize for now. The defense minister says it's just 300,000 men. Well, that's a considerable number of men. It won't necessarily be the panacea that he might hope it can be. It will take time to train those men up. It will take time to rotate them in. Winter is coming. But it is a considerable number to send in. And of course, once you've gone for partial mobilization, you can also always raise those numbers. It will only be the Ministry of Defense who's counting. So this is an escalation. Let's just turn around again and see what's going over there. And of course, then you had those nuclear threats from Vladimir Putin. We've heard them before. We had, just at the start of this, him putting the nuclear forces on alert. But to say, to blame the West for nuclear blackmail, which is what he did, to say that NATO members were raising the prospect of a nuclear war, which they are not, and then to threaten and say that Russia's arsenal in its entirety would be used to defend the motherland, the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the motherland, and then to say, I am not bluffing. I think from a fairly paranoid leader of a powerful nuclear state, those are warnings that we do have to take seriously.
Yeah. Sorry, was there anything else you wanted to say on from the article that you're reading about?
I was just obviously it's pretty much highlighting what she's already said, but obviously chances are I think they're going to shut this down pretty quickly. Just saying that just shutting down any kind of protests here. This little bit here at the end, I think, is worth reading. So at the end here, it says, there are people who don't agree with this, who are worried about this escalation. They don't want to go and have to fight. This is something that the Kremlin has avoided. They said that they have said during the entire duration that they are not considering a partial or full mobilization. And just 2 weeks after that counter-offensive, President Putin makes that announcement. So before this announcement, obviously, those who were already in the army, it was kind of a different matter. But now there's this. Now people are kind of being pushed into it, and I think that's where we're going to see, the crackdown, obviously, on more protests and more pushing towards. It wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people, I think someone mentioned in the chat as well, like people are booking flights. Yeah, Daily Blase just saying apparently lots of people booking flights out of Russia. Yeah, it's very sad state of affairs that Russian people are being forced into this. And
yeah, I've had people.
Let's hope that.
I was just going to say, I've had people asking me about the nuclear angle. People asking me at work, do you think he's gonna start launching missiles against, he's gonna use nuclear weapons? What do you think? I mean, for me, I think it's saber rattling. He's
I think it's saber rattling. I don't think he's going to go that far. I mean, he is feeling his power waning, because he obviously he was recently, he was at a summit with other leaders from China and not North Korea, but some other nations.
Kazakhstan and others.
Yeah, and he got snubbed quite well. Got made to wait, for people.
Yeah,
which is
previously
not
he would make other people wait for him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you can feel he can feel his power waning.
Mm-hmm.
But will he push that button? I don't think he'll go that far. I don't think it's worth it. But then again, we don't know what he's really thinking. So
what's worrying me at the moment is that they're talking about referendums in these breakaway republics, which would effectively make them, guaranteed they'll be fudged. So there'll be results.
Oh, they'll rig it.
Yeah, they'll rig it. So there'll be results that say, right, okay, we're going to join. We'll be part of Russia now, and they go, right, you're now we're annexing you as part of Russia, not as a separate republic, as part of Russia. And then
Ukraine would just ignore it and just keep going with the counter-offensive.
That's what worries me. Is suddenly then it becomes not just Ukraine attacking these breakaway republics and trying to claim the ground back. It's in the Russian eyes, it'll be they're attacking Russia. In which case, then how does that affect the whole NATO issue with with NATO supplying the Ukrainians with weapons and training? That's the angle you have to be careful with. I think where it could escalate, but I mean, the Ukrainians probably won't stop, but will.
Yeah. We'll keep an eye on the developments, how it goes on that. But obviously,
these protests are apparently all over the country, so it's not just like in Moscow. It's all over.
Oh no, I have seen it. Many cities are doing it as well. Yeah. So, can we switch it up, Lee?
Should we just check the chat? I can hear you fine. Monday was Lefty Voter says Monday was weird. I was moving a boat Monday morning, moved about a mile and didn't see a single soul. It was very strange. Yeah, I think I saw one car go past when I was looking out the window.
The buses were empty in London. They were running buses, and there were no one on the buses. They were running. Yeah, they have to run the buses because people were going to the funeral and back. Same with Transport for London. Yeah, but those buses were empty. The drivers are sitting there at bus stops because they're on time.
Yeah. Wee Scott's dog says from Queen Elizabeth II to Meanie Lizzie, trust the worst. Yeah. So we got more from Wee Scott's dog coming up. A couple of poems from him that he's done for us. We're really happy about. So we'll see those in a bit. Yeah.
Okay. So what was the next story we were going to go?
So the next thing was this is from really it's on the going back to Monday on Monday. The French president decided to go incognito in London to gauge the mood of the public. So Mr. Macron and his wife Brigitte, who were supposed to be going incognito, went to walk about in the London sunshine, but they were surrounded by loads of French Secret Service and bodyguards and all sorts, and the press as well, all following him around. So it wasn't very incognito. I'm just trying to find a thing. I can't find the page. There we go. Social media.
I was going to say that must have been a headache for their Secret Service.
Yeah. So this is it. As you can see, all like people around him. He was going around all the queue. Should come on. And mourners out to pay tribute to late Queen was stunned to see French President Emmanuel Macron strolling along the Thames in London. In a lighter moment during the Queen's official mourning period, the French President's wife Brigitte, who had earlier been to see Her Majesty lying in state, decided to go walkabout in London sunshine, and social media loved it. Dozens of people reacted on social media, posting pictures of footage of him out about, and they, so this was. Let's see if I can play this. It's gone to a different Twitter page.
Edit.
Oh, forget that. We'll
I think to be fair to him, like I think he kind of like if like you remember when he was asked. Do you remember when Liz Truss was asked the question about Macron being friend or foe?
Yeah.
Now you look at his speech that he made about the Queen, like really did touch a lot of people's souls. So the fact that he was able to kind of walk around the Thames, yes, of course he had his personnel around, but to be able to walk around, not people. As far as I'm aware, everyone was very nice to him going past or whatever.
Yeah.
That speaks very big volumes to how the British people feel about the French president.
Yeah. There's always some people who have negative views about people, but about the French. But someone said possibly the least incognito person I've ever seen. As the saying goes, as much talent for disguise as a giraffe in dark glasses trying to get into a polar bear's only golf club. And then the best was just un petit voyage incognito à Greg's. Mistake bake, obviously. And then sorry, let me find the full conversation because this is funny.
He didn't queue. The Secret Service queued for him, did he?
Well, I don't know. Maybe Phil and Holly did for him. And then, if only Schofield had gone incognito, someone else he says. And then, baguette effrontée au bacon et aux œufs incognito après avant les funérailles. Les funérailles. So eating from Pret a Manger, obviously big French. He says that vegan sausage roll's repeating on him. Journée très émouvante. Éminent la mademoiselle pour une pint incognito of spoons. Going spoons for a pint after.
Are they going to do this with every shop now?
No, that was pretty much it.
Oh no!
But I just...
Oh no, not that one. That's terrible.
Nous n'étions pas invités à Windsor. We weren't invited to Windsor. I don't know. Fulfion. I don't know what that means.
You could say the French president got himself a nice selfie as the Queen's Royal Guard were taking the coffin into Windsor.
He's got exactly the same pose in every single one for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. He's got the pose exactly right. Amazing.
I thought he was somebody at first. I thought he was somebody pretending to be Macron doing it. Just standing in front of Greg's, with a pair of sunglasses on. But now I realise that it's actually just a fake, mocked up, photoshopped paper.
Very, very cool. Forever. So, looking forward to when the French president comes again and pops into our local Greg's.
Comes into the entertainer to buy a toy. Buy an LOL doll or something like that.
I suppose it's a nice transition. Just before we transition into the next story. Ben Shaw says even Putin is not that stupid. Surely he knows that the way it will go off if he decides to do that. It's a mad world, mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, mutually assured destruction is exactly. But then if you're mad enough to do it, then you're mad enough to accept.
Blase said, I just stayed in bed on Monday looking at the BBC account, Dan Wogan and Darren Grimes flag pratted on Twitter. Hilarious.
Yeah.
They would do. Daily Blase, they would do. So I suppose it kind of bit what we were talking about from Macron. Obviously, the big story was the state funeral, but there was also the queue.
God save the queue.
God save the queue.
God save the queue. But you know what? By Monday, the queue was dead.
The queue was indeed dead.
Do we sing the anthem now? God save us. No, I'm not doing it.
Oh, no, we are not going there.
God save the queue. How the wait to see the Queen's coffin transformed people. I'm not going to read this because I just wanted to...
We're not going to read the full article, but
No.
just a couple of things obviously on it. It was more of the fact that the British public, some people who queued up to like 30 hours, some people up to roughly, some people, I mean, most of it was 12 to 15, some 10, but some people queued for far, far longer. And regardless of what you think of the Queen and the monarchy and all that kind of stuff, there was a great deal of respect for Her Majesty, and people wanted to pay their respects to her. I probably would have gone if it wasn't 10 hours long. But that's, just to for me, that's just my personal point of view. I would have gone to pay my respects, but I wouldn't want to do the 10, 20 hours wait or whatnot. I think it would have been too much for me, myself. Obviously, it's the very fact that it became such a big thing because it pretty much went all the way around the Thames from where it started. It was just absolutely insane. And obviously there were some surprising celebrities news stories going on around the queue as well. I think it's fair to say that we should also give props to David Beckham for going in the queue like a normal person, wait 10 hours or whatever it was he was waiting with the rest of the public to go and pay his respects like everybody else. Like a certain two other individuals who claimed that they were doing it for journalistic reasons. And if you're claiming to do it for journalistic reasons, you would have maybe a camera, maybe a pen and paper.
Maybe actually spend the time in the queue and then use that as like an experience and write about that.
Yeah, you could have written stories about people's views and that on the Queen, while you're waiting in the queue. But
I think it was the most British thing possible is to have 24-hour rolling news coverage of a queue. You couldn't get any more British than that, could you?
You could watch it live, Had it live. No, this is not a joke, people. You could have during the time. You press the red button. You press the red button on your BBC iPlayer, and you could watch the queue. You could watch people coming in, paying their respects, going past it. It was quite crazy. So what you could have done in theory is if you knew somebody who's going in, just tell me when you're going around. Tell me when it's your turn, and then I can see you on TV. And like Darius on TV, paying his respects.
A wee Scottish dog said when they reached the end of the queue, did someone say cashier number 4, please? Cashier number 4, please. I think Phil and Holly, I think they've been badly done too. I mean, they thought they were in Aldi and somebody had opened up a new till. They just ran over.
Well, the other thing as well is that
you didn't get that, did you? Did you not get that? You never shopped at Aldi. Are you shopped at Lidl?
I have shopped at Lidl.
I was going to say you're just a Waitrose snob. You Guardian medium Waitrose. But when you're in Lidl or Aldi, and you get like a massive queue, and you're like, God, it's going to be here ages, and there's like no other tills open. And then all of a sudden, someone goes, till number 3 is now open. And everybody at the back of the queue runs to that till, and everybody's stuck in the queue. Especially just loaded it onto the thing. That was Phil and Holly. They just thought they were opening a new till at Aldi. That's what it was. Okay,
I was just going to say that there was MPs were allowed to jump the queue as part of the rules, and they were allowed to take up. And it was said in this because I did actually read up on it during the time. MPs were allowed to jump the queue, and they were allowed to take up to 4 people with them as well. So at no point did Phil and Holly basically said, "Oh, we went with an MP." Never said that. So they could have used that.
I don't know the whole details
defense,
about it. I don't really know what happened with it, so with Phil and Holly, but I know they've
I
got
mean, we shouldn't. I mean, like, we shouldn't need to lavish praise for David Beckham for standing with everyone anyway, because at the end of the day, you know, everybody has the ways of wanting to pay respects or not pay respects or whatever. But hats off to people who actually did do it.
Yeah, I think
because it was for the ordinary people more than anything, because for people to go and pay their respects. So,
but I think, you know, I mean, how much did it cost for policing and everything else and all the organisation when they could have just?
Oh, you don't. Let's not
tickets.
talk about the cost, mate.
No, but you could have just had tickets. You could have booked a time to go. You take your ID, you show it at the door, you get, you know, and then you only need a minor queue just to allow people to go in. I mean, going back to it as well, what happened with, I watched, I just turned the TV on because I had no interest in it really. I just turned the TV on BBC One on, I think it was Sunday, and there was just like the guy stamping the staff, and then all the Queen's grandchildren came down like steps in the procession and did all the stuff the procession, and they had them stood around the casket. I know it was a vigil, they were facing away, but there's two things that struck me. One was like, you know, one of the kids was like, I thought he was 10, he was about 14, but to have to stand there in front of everybody and do that, and then other people, you know, like we know Harry has had mental health issues, you know, to actually put them through that. I think it only lasted 50. I turned it off because I couldn't watch it. But I think it was. I don't think it was. I don't know. I know it's pomp and ceremony and everything, but for me, that's just like over the top. And the second point was that people walking around it didn't seem to really give two monkeys about it. They were just like, they didn't seem as though they were actually paying any attention to what was happening and what looking at the casket or anything. They were just kind of like just trying to shuffle out of the place and get out of there as quick as possible. Looked like it. I know there were kind of people. They're trying to keep the queue moving and everything, but
yeah,
there didn't seem to be a lot of mourning going on. It was just kind of like, all right, we've done the queue now, we can go home. I don't know. Maybe that was just me.
Oh, finally finish. For those who didn't know, apparently 250,000 people were part of that queue, according to I think it was the BBC that reported it, or Sky. I think one of them reported that over 250,000 people actually queued to visit the Crane. And it probably would have gone. I mean, if the state funeral was like in 3 weeks' time, the queue probably would have gone on and on.
Yeah,
and on.
Yeah, it would have done. Yeah. Did you see people were selling tickets? Somebody was selling a wristband. I mean, it's only like a paper wristband, you know.
It's the one on eBay for $7,000 or something.
55,000. The other one I saw.
Oh,
like 20 odd bids.
See that.
20 odd bids, but I think he got taken down. It's like, because well, you think there's like 250,000 out there. It's like they're not exactly going to be difficult to come by. So you know, you wouldn't pay 55 grand.
It's a souvenir to say I saw the Queen.
Yeah, I saw the Queen's coffin. That's about it. Yeah.
It's just yeah.
Okay. Was there anything else you wanted to say about that?
Not really. I don't think we need to add any more to what it was.
Daily Blase says clearly that queue was for optics to show how about 1 million or so there. About the 1 million or so were there. Was to prove that we have a nation united, because I'm sure they could have organised it far. But yeah, it could have been organised much better. I mean, the people who were in the queue, so they made lots of friends and they had an interest. You know, they kind of like it was an interesting experience. So maybe they got something out of it. Okay.
They got 10 hours of their lives they won't get back.
Yeah, but they made friends and slept on the floor.
That's true.
Watching people get to the coffin, Ben Shaw said, watching people get to the coffin and then not know what to do was quite amusing. Yeah, that was it. I suppose that's the best way of describing not getting
the best way of putting it, Ben.
And not knowing what to do. Now I'm here.
Like bow, salute, or you know.
Well, shame they didn't have to wait a while. They could have had a think about it first. Yeah, they only had to wait like 20 hours. Didn't think about what they were going to do when they got there.
Oh dear.
That many went to Oasis at Nebworth in '96 in 2 days. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, did you see that clown who went 7 times because the name was Liz? Oh, God. Was that the one in Scotland? I saw the woman in Scotland who went 8 times, and someone's put on Twitter she thinks it's at Alton Towers. Because he got all the wristband for every single one. God.
Oh
Anyway.
dear.
So, just related to the Queen's funeral, is there anything else you wanted to say on that before we move on?
I think we covered all we needed to do on the queue, but
should really
it will
get
be
these- I should get this whole.
Philip Schofield will have a great show called The Queue on the BBC One or ITV at some point in the near future, guys.
Can you defeat the Q?
Q.
So this was funny.
Oh, guys, this is hilarious. You will
let's
enjoy
just,
this.
Let's just watch this.
You haven't already. You most of you probably have. But...
Hard to identify. Maybe minor royals, members of the. I can't identify them at this point.
We can't spot everyone, unfortunately. They look like they could well be local dignitaries. It's hard to see. We're looking at the backs of their heads mostly.
But I think we are now getting to the pointy end, as they say, of the. I'm just told that was Liz Truss, the new Prime Minister, in the distance that we could see hopping out of that car.
She doesn't walk straight. She kind of walks with one shoulder forward.
Hard to identify.
I don't know what it is.
Minor royals,
when she's walking, the right shoulder is always a bit further forward.
Them
we
at
can't
this point.
spot everyone, unfortunately. They look like they could.
Do you know what the most?
This is the most. This is the backs of their heads mostly.
But I think we are now getting to the pointy end, as they say, of the.
Right.
I'm
the
just
moment
told
they
that
are
was
told
Liz Truss, the new
that
Prime
is
Minister,
Liz
in the
Truss,
distance that we could
the
see
British
hopping
Prime
out of that
Minister.
car. Well, thank you very much.
The first thing you would say is like, our sincere apologies, that is the British Prime Minister Liz Truss. Not like casually say it. Like,
we're told it's Liz Truss, the British Prime Minister. Yeah,
like,
thanks for that.
They said it so casually, like, oh, it's just the British Prime Minister. Oh, that's all right. I guess we could still say it's a minor royal, I suppose.
I don't mind a local dignitary, that's who it is, yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, as soon as I go on, sorry, go what are you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, just the fact that she's just been given some grand entry, why wasn't she on the bus with the rest of the world leaders?
It seems as good a time as any to bring in a poem from. Oh, we've lost you. I'll just bring me. From our resident.
There we go. I'm back.
You're back.
From
our new resident poet, Mr. Wee Scott's dog. So should we take a look at this then?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, I thought that would play straight away. I've messed up there. Sorry. Just pretend this isn't happening. Pretend you're just looking at a nice picture of a little white fluffy dog. There we go.
Recently, as I'm sure you know, before ascending to the Prime Ministership, Liz Truss announced that she definitely would press the red button in the event that she had the opportunity so to do, which is very comforting to all of us. In celebration of this fact, I wrote this little ditty, which I call Liz's Nuclear Lament, otherwise known as Lamentable Lizzie's Teachable Moment. Depending on my nose and which way the wind blows, I'll press the red button, we're dead. I'm determined, it shows. And just like Margaret Thatcher, this will enhance my stature. She's underground, but soon she's bound to be sky high, we'll catch her. As she returns to us, we'll have time to discuss atom bombs and was I wrong to be the nucleus of an administration hell-bent on our damnation, that without doubt had to fall out on how to run a nation. Reflecting on that now, in hindsight I would vow, next time instead, I'll still press red. I'm just as stupid now.
That's brilliant. He is very stupid. Still as stupid as ever.
That was lovely.
So thanks to Wee Scott's dog for that.
Yeah, big thank you to him. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. That was awesome.
So, from one dog, seamless link here, to a dog lover who saves some puppies.
Oh, yes. A lovely good news story here, people. So a nice warm-hearted story. So, the headline reads, woman hailed as a hero for using drone to locate over 200 lost pups for free. Well, it's a story about drones, but it's actually a good story. that makes a change for sure. So I'll just read a little bit of this. So a dog lover has been hailed a real life superhero for using her drone to reunite families with their lost pups. Most recently, just in time before a deadly storm hit. September the 9th was a normal Friday for Erica Hart as she abandoned her shopping trip to rush home and launch a drone search for a
Schnauzer.
say the word. Thank you. Before a rumbling thunderstorm to make things worse. Amy Hollinshed phoned in from Clacton, Yorkshire, to say her rescue dog
Hilda
had bolted from the garden and that they were already searching for 2 hours. The 33-year-old rushed to the last known location and within 20 minutes spied the escaped pooch, ran down the residential road. The 2-year-old dog dived into nearby field and kept moving. Erica was able to direct Jamie and his wife to the best spot to intercept her. A couple from Clacton who adopted the rescue dog past April hailed Erica as a real-life superhero and believes Hilda could have been killed if not been found before the thunderstorm hit minutes later. What she did was brilliant. She's a hero, a real superhero. She saved her life. She could have been run over by storms, or the storms could have panicked her. Just think the worst straight away. Erica was in constant communication with us. She knew what she was doing and where to look. Said Leaf, who had no idea how the dog escaped from their fenced yard, but thought it might have been spooked by the thunder. As it was getting later, we thought we'd never see her again. It brought a tear to my eye when we got her back. Yeah, I mean, this is just obviously just one story from one of many. I mean, she's done quite a few now, considering the headline is that she's helped locate over 200 lost pups for free. It's weird because it's I do find it a little bit weird because obviously whenever we hear stories about drones, it's always like, oh, they've blocked the airports, or they're hovering over doing something that someone's controlling it and they're doing it something that they shouldn't be doing it, or it's Amazon parcel or whatever. But to be used for something like this is, you know, this is if this can help find lost animals, you know, this is great. You know, like the intuition to use a drone to help locate a lost animal. Fantastic story.
Yeah, it's brilliant. The music for that purpose, and also, I mean, well done to Erica. Was it Eric? Yeah, Erica, who for doing that, for taking the drone and quick thinking just to search the neighbourhood with a drone. It's the quickest way to do it, I suppose. Brilliant.
Yeah. So if you got a drone, guys, so you got something there that, if you see a poster for a lost pup, maybe you could spend a couple of hours having a look here with your drone. Maybe you might find something, and then you'll be dubbed a hero. But to locate over 200 lost pups for free, you know, it's very nice. You know, so many animals being reunited with their owners. It's a lovely story, guys. And
yeah. So next up is from a dog to a cow.
Are we moving on, shall we say?
Oh my god, that is terrible. I think you should go and sit in a corner and think about what you've done.
Why is my story not coming up on here? Oh no!
Can you see it?
Do you want me to read it? Cover it? Yes, please, because it's not here for some reason.
Utterly ridiculous. Firefighters spend 3 hours removing cow stuck in a tree. My God. The unfortunate animal had to be rescued by firefighters after it got stuck in a tree in Hampshire. The cow couldn't remove itself. Oh my. This is just cow puns all the way through, isn't it? You're
just going to be moving on and on as the article goes.
Itself from its predicament and looks like a little bit moody. Oh my God. And then Mater, you should go and sit in a corner and think about what you've done. There's a cow stuck in a tree.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
The fire service described the incident as utterly ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous, sorry. I missed the cow pun there. The cow was removed. Crew from Hat joked the incident was also spent over an hour trying to free the cow. The animal's head got stuck in a tree in Chilbolton Common in Hampshire. Yeah, it looks a bit moody. Why am I laughing at this? Oh my god. Fire services called at about 7:40 p.m. and worked with an animal rescue advisor to cut the tree and free the cow, but it took 3 hours.
Oh god, he must have been in the right mood.
Oh, oh my god. Mark Compton, a fire service animal rescue tactical advisor, said the animal rescue crew from Winchester worked to release a cow by enlarging the hole and manipulating the animal's head until it was free from the tree. Seeing the punny side, crew worked to remove the animal from the willow tree. In one picture, the cow looked pretty disappointed with herself. I think it's that one. Oh dear. No, it's not deer, it's a cow.
I love this for Wee Scott's dog. Must have been trying to jump over the moon. No.
I'm actually crying with laughter, and it's just so ridiculous.
Sometimes when you see animal pictures and stuck, some of the most ridiculous ones, and you just say, how the bloody hell did you get stuck in there? I mean, it's just ridiculous. God. I mean, it's just so like, oh dear.
Ginger Giraffe says maybe it was just embarrassing trying to hide.
Maybe.
Is that another cow pun? Hide? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Inadvertent cow pun. Oh dear. I did want to.
I think we should move on from it.
We should move on from this. Okay. So, I think yeah. So we have another poem from Doug.
Oh, another one.
Another
two
poem
for the
from
price
Doug.
of one.
Yeah,
why not? Oh, lovely.
Just got to find it. Oh
Oh,
no,
what's
there
he
we
done
go.
with it?
There we go. We got it. We're ready. Right. Another one from our new resident bard.
Hello.
Enjoy, people.
It's a wee Scots dog here. And today I have for you something that's inspired by a famous poem by W.H. Auden, Stop All the Clocks. It's my parody, not of his poem. I'm just using his poem in order to parody something else, sort of. With respect, I call it Slop Fall Detox, otherwise known as Tim's Spartan Inns. That's wee wordplay on Tim Martin's Inns, by the way. You'll get the idea as we go along. Stop all the work, cut off the services, prevent cars from parking with a line of cones, close the food bank and crematorium, treat not those coughing as mourners come, let the BBC announcer pronounce with dread, dribbling, he relays the message, she is dead. Mute sceptics, hound with might those who must loudly swear, as police control crowds in the public square. Here is my fork, my mouth, my feast, my vest, my perks, gin, quiche, and on Mondays, best. 8 a.m. till midnight, I talk day long. I thought pubs could open forever. I'm not far wrong. For bars are still wanted now, open every one, of Tim Martin's public house chain for fun. Pour 6 pints of lager and put on the food, though nothing in Wetherspoons ever tastes any good.
There we go. Another piece of lyrical genius there from Wee Scott's dog.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you again, Doug, for it. We really appreciate it. It's
yeah.
Don't know where your inspiration comes from. I guess it just comes out of thin air. It really does. Marvelous mind you have. Thank you.
So this one I haven't actually teed this one up before because it was something I wanted to look at, but I forgot about it and I just remembered it and I managed to find it. So I'm going to show this one. This one might have cause tears, but of a different kind. So that sounds bad. That sounds a bit rude, but no. I mean like not crying of laughter. Okay, so this comes from the CWU, the Communications Workers Union, of mainly posties, and it says, well, Let's have a look at the. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Where's it gone? No. Let me find the thing. It says, "Our members know you're crying." Damn, what's the thing? Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Right. So you have to look at the pictures. So, this is Darren James said, "We sometimes take Alex to wave at the traffic on an M6 bridge. Some wave back or beep their horns. He gets very excited. We went today and found this amazing. We'd love to know who the kind and generous driver is from the Royal Mail." And so, if you look, tied to the overpass on the motorway was a little Royal Mail truck.
Ah.
And with a little note. Oh, so he says, "For the dad." Oh, sorry. Oh, I've gone back off it. "For the dad and lad who watch," I think the trucks go by or whatever it says. "I drive for Royal Mail and see you and your lad regularly. Thought he might like his own. Have a nice day."
That's lovely.
It is.
Ah. Did they say that the person? Did they just like to go down and basically wave at the?
Yeah,
the
he likes to
truck
stand and wave at the trucks as they're going past. And so he decided. I mean, he went out of his way, obviously on the motorway driving. So I don't know how far he lives from there. But he obviously knew each bridge and where he stood and what days he'd be there, and he went out of his way and give him a truck of his very own.
Oh, that's so cool! Like to you know, just as things like that. You know, it just makes the world of difference to some people. You know, it just shows that people appreciate even the smallest of gestures. So you know, yeah, Royal Mail workers, truck drivers, and that they, you know, shout out to them because they do a very difficult job, and it's nice that they gave something back to a very to the people up there who were just waving them as they come past. Lovely story.
Right. Shall we do the raccoons? You know you want to. This is all you wanted to do all day. Just the raccoons. So
Okay.
I think Ginger's draft will like this one.
Right. So prepare yourselves for this one, folks. I think we should just basically play the video, Lee, if you can.
If I can find it.
Oh God.
I can find his Macron.
Right, as Lee.
No, there we go. There we go. I've got it.
Okay, just before Lee plays the video, I'll just make sure that it's ready. So I'll give you guys the headline. Then you will enjoy the clip. So, headline is: Unpatriotic raccoon repeatedly evades officials' homes. Poop on flag.
Let's have a look.
Have a look.
Albany County legislator Sam Fine normally fights for economic, social, and racial justice. But now he finds himself fighting off raccoons trying to get into his home.
Uh-oh.
The little critters snuck into his home while he was away at Lake George over the weekend.
Oh.
Not only are they ransacking his place, they're also making strong political statements.
I noticed they got into a cabinet that had a folded up American flag in it, and they pooped on the American flag. So
oh my
I
God.
just felt like, you know, the amount of waste we create in this country that they benefit from, they should be a little bit more grateful.
What is up with these anti-American raccoons? When the politician is not fighting with raccoons, he tells us he's focused on solving issues important to his community.
Oh, wow. Raccoons can make a mess.
Yeah, they should.
Oh, that's the real enemy, people. Statements. Not Russia, this raccoon.
Raccoons. this one in particular. I mean, look at it. It's pure evil. Pure evil. Just wait. Just surprised he hasn't got a MAGA hat on. It's just.
I love how he just says that he just poops on the flag. And the way he said it is just so ridiculous. Obviously, there's no footage or photos to confirm or deny this story.
Yeah.
So I guess I can only take his word for it.
Yeah.
Oh dear, those communist raccoons.
Where's There's just
oh dear. Yeah. Really? Yes, context. Really? Yes, it really did. You could ask the official himself, but
Ginger Giraffe having is it an opossum or possum in my house? Traitor, ship him out of the country. Exactly, yeah. Just round him up.
We're going to round up those communist raccoons and we're going to get them out of the country.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh.
Just going back, so Daily Blaz. Oh, my furry wee head, a wee Scots dog says. Daily Blase says not wrong about Weatherspoon food. My son works in one of their kitchens and he wouldn't touch it. The Weatherspoon food, I think we talked about this before, maybe not on the show. So I went to Blackpool a few years back and ended up in a Weatherspoons, and I've been a long bike ride Manchester to Blackpool and went and ended up in a Weatherspoons.
No, why did you go there?
Well, everybody else wanted to go, so I kind of went along. I was like, I'm not having food in here anyway.
Okay, then if everyone else said okay,
yeah. So somebody ordered. So the guy who was with us, his wife was picking him up to take him back to Manchester, and she went to the bar to order the food. So she's at the bar. Next thing, this waiter comes over with, "Is your lasagna?" Like we haven't. What do you mean lasagna? We haven't even ordered food yet. Are you sure? Got it down here as your table. He's like, we haven't even ordered it. She's still at the bar. I was like, okay, I'll take it back. Anyway, it turns out, yeah, she had ordered lasagna, and it been cooked or it'd been prepared in advance to the point where literally just brought it straight out. She hasn't even paid for it. She's still at the bar, and it was like brought to the table. So I can't remember who else said that all the food's done in pre-packed bags. Oh. So literally just stick it in the microwave.
So what? They put it in the microwave?
Yeah, everything's Yeah. It's pre-cooked. They stick it in the microwave and then put it on the plate. So, wow. Yeah. Daily Blase says MAGA fans will accuse them raccoons of being rhinos. Lefty Boat says, I've got to go, chaps, and get going stolen boat hunting. Thanks for the stream, guys. Ta-ta, everyone. Bye, Lefty Boat.
Thanks, Lefty Boat. Appreciate it, mate.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
We've got Stug said if it had a MAGA hat on, that would make it a racketeer. Yes, true. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Shall we? We got one more thing to do, which is before the stream ends. Well, it's a video. It's a funny thing. Let me get it queued up before we start. Should do this while we're talking, and then I'm not doing it on the fly as we're
okay. Well, while you get that, while you just get that up, I'll just do the quick plugins now. Just get them out the way, shall we say? So, if you guys enjoyed the content and you want us to potentially maybe do more than once a week, maybe down the road, hit that like button. It greatly appreciate it. Obviously, if you guys can share it across other social media platforms to help expand and get other people to view our show. We greatly appreciate it. And finally, of course, to be notified when we do go live, you click the notification icon down there as well. That would also be helpful. We also as well have a free Discord server called the Snowflake server, as well as the Snowflake show that you have here. We also have lots of stories on there. So it's not just obviously from politics, but obviously we have funny news that we try to post as well as the good news that you've seen on here as well. As well as we do like a games night as well on Saturdays as well. So lots of stuff to do on there, which again is completely free to join with lots of other like-minded individuals such as ourselves. So we have the video ready, Lee.
We do. Shall we play it? You ready?
Let's play it.
Right.
Yes. Here we go.
Darren, turn that off right now.
Well, I've my music exam tomorrow, Mom.
I don't care. I just got an energy bill that I'm going to have to sell an organ to pay for, so unplug it.
It's off, look.
I can still see the red light.
Darren, I need your mobile phone, quick as you can. Come on now, mobile phone. I am going down to the public library. I'm going to charge all the household appliances.
Don't take the car, Paddy.
What? Oh, no, don't worry. I have a system worked out whereby I turn off the engine at the top of Knockmore Hill, and then I coast home, you know?
That sounds real safe, Dad.
Darren, I want you to do me a favour.
What?
I want you to go inside school and dry these clothes in the radiator.
No, please, school. No way.
We all have to do our bit, Darren.
Oh, God.
What is the deal with that dinner, okay? The ham is disgusting.
Well, look, the refrigerator was costing us far too much money, okay? So now all the meats will be heavily salted.
What?
Salted?
They're inedible,
Have
Mum.
a glass of water.
No thanks. Right. Oh, Mum, by the way, if it's all right with you, Priscilla was thinking about coming over tonight. We thought with the energy crisis, we could share body heat by combining...
Absolutely not.
Why are you such a prude?
There is a new regime. When the sun goes down, we go down.
The sun sets at 8 p.m, Mum.
And I put luminescent tape around the toilet bowl, okay? So I don't want any excuses. Are you listening to me, Stephen?
Yeah, I hear you. Now, I have done a very clever thing. I have taken the motor out of the lawnmower, so now we have a push lawnmower,
I do the grass.
That'll save a few quid. And now, by the way, can I add this to the school drying pile?
No, please,
Right, thank you very much. Good man yourself.
Why would you
Now,
give me that?
okay.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, my God. Hi, Granny.
Hello, Bridie! Again?
I just thought I'd pop over and say hello.
Hey.
Yeah, she's just coming here to save in the heat. She's loaded.
Look, she's old.
I'll stick on the kettle, okay? And put on the television, really. I think countdown is on. It's freezing in here. Get the electric heaters out.
Yeah, that bloody woman. You can bring your own hot water next time, Bridie. Did you hear that now, did you?
Darren, I want you to get into the bath with Anne.
What? I'm not sharing a bath with my sister.
Darren, will you hurry up? We've been waiting up here for ages.
The three of us? No way, not happening.
I have invested in a new kettle, eh?
Why, what was wrong with the last one?
Boris Johnson.
This one is 5% more efficient.
It's 150 euro.
We will save 10 cents a month on our electrical bill. Very clever altogether. Did you hear that, Mary? Did you?
Oh, well done, Patty.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
Listen, I thought we could all start wearing black clothing since it better absorbs the heat.
Ah.
We look like we're at a funeral every day.
Yeah, now if anybody gets cold, by the way, the exercise bike, yeah, you can hop on that. It is hooked up to the dynamo.
Great.
Whatever happened with your friend Brendan?
Oh, we fell out over the whole Claire thing, Mom.
Come on, why don't you call round him and patch the whole thing up?
You think so?
Yeah. Why don't you ask him to pop these in the deep freeze for us?
That's
will you?
why. Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, I am going to place a window now into the living room wall. I just want to take advantage of the solar gain coming from the east. I saw it on Grand Designs.
Dad, we're a terrace test.
Right.
Dad, we're a terrace test.
Sorry about that, Mrs. Leonard. Very sorry. I will send the young man round just to fix all that up. Okay.
Guys, who's getting into the bath with me?
Come on.
And bring the Epsom salts, will you? I need to get those corns nice and loose.
Dad, please.
Do you ever get the bunion cream?
Oh, great guys! They are
so really funny.
They are so good, guys. Yeah, definitely check out their stuff. Their content is absolutely fantastic.
Have you been making changes to save electricity or whatever, gas?
Hey, well, if I was living independently, yes, I would.
But you living with your parents, you're like, yeah, put the heating on full blast.
No, to be fair, they're being sensible with it. They don't have the heating on anyway, but
yeah.
So yeah, it's get the blankets out.
Yeah.
It's cold. Put another blanket on.
Yeah.
Well, if you put a shirt on, that will help for starters.
Walking around in just your underpants. I think you might need to put some clothes on.
Yeah, put some clothes on.
Daily Blase says, looks like a normal Friday night at ours.
Oh, dear.
The granny as well. Share the bath with your granny. Dear.
Well, it's just coming up to the hour mark.
Yeah.
So I think, good show. Yeah, no real too many technical difficulties. So I would say, yeah, pretty well. So until it cuts out right here, right now, as I'm talking.
Has anybody noticed any cutouts? If you haven't, let us know, because we won't see it. Apart from you cut out a couple of times there, a bit bizarre. Your camera went. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I think I accidentally knocked it on the wire.
Right, okay.
So that's my fault,
I'll
not
let
the
you
internet's fault. But just before we go, just want to say a big thank you to everybody who's dropped by. Thanks to everybody who's commented in the chat. Greatly appreciated. And as always, guys.
Thanks to We Scott
subscribes.
We Scott Stog as well. Big thanks to him for
and of course, big thank you to We Scott Dog, for the lovely poems as well. Greatly appreciated for you taking the time out, time out to do them for us. Greatly appreciated. So me and Lee will be on the Discord server just after. So if you guys want to hop on and have a bit of a chat with us as well, we'll be there. If you guys want the link is in the actual channel. So if you if you go onto the actual homepage, there'll be the links to the Discord just there if you guys want to join us there. All right. So I've been Regan Elite.
I've been Lee Corn.
Thank you guys for watching.
This has been the Snowflake Show.
This has been the Snowflake Show.
Bye.